friends. We're recording a podcast.
Nice.
Oh, the meeting is. If your young brain had any insight to anything that would be important,
Not much.
huh?
Not much. It's work.
Working at 14.
Yeah, 15.
Damn, you turned 15 now. Damn, dude.
That's a good advice. I'll take it.
He's a smart young man. Azim, you want to talk to Colton?
No. I want to shut
He's gonna shut the door.
Colton.
Yeah.
Colton.
Wait, hold on. I'll translate for you. Jake, he can't hear you, but Jake is trying to get a hold of you, Colton. What is it, Jake?
Colton, I just want to say from out here in Anaheim, California, that we're proud of you and you're doing a good job, and that keep it up. And your efforts aren't gonna go unrewarded. I can guarantee you that.
Colton, do you hear that? I know you didn't, but you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
He said he said oh fuck. He said out here from Anaheim, California, they wish you the best of luck and hope you're doing really well, and just keep on your endeavors and you'll get them done.
Appreciate it, brother.
Hey, God
Hell
bless
yeah.
you.
God bless you, Colton.
Thank you.
But yeah, man, we're gonna get going and see what's going on. I'll maybe give you a call later or something. God, this headphone's falling. But my guy, I will talk to you later.
All right, peace, my boy.
Peace.
Damn.
Do your intro, brother.
All right. That was our conversation with Colton, member of the family. But now we're going back. All the characters that were present in the story are totally made up, and but Colton is the guy.
Listen, Colton's
cool.
not his real name, Colton, and he's an actor, but he's based on a real person who is.
And he was really 38, not what he wasn't for.
But that's
14.
exactly
That's
right.
much better.
That's exactly right. But I think the takeaway
Let's put
is
it here.
that
It's the left one.
I think hard work pays off no matter what age you're at, and whether you're 14 or 44 or 444 or however old you are, if you're working hard, we're proud of you. And
We're trying to do our best. We're trying to work hard too. We're out there, we're out here, and out here, as you might know, at an evening Soothe. This is Beat Pig, JK, and we have a guest today, a special one. Please introduce yourself.
My name's Billy Alpine. I am out here hanging out with the boys, trying to get down, and they invited me to come over into their realm and talk, and hopefully the waves get out there, just gets transmitted. So we will see what's going on here today, so.
Billy, thank you so much for being on. We have Billy on today. He's an expert in a lot of things, and he's a hell of an interesting character. And we're going to get more into that and kind of what makes Billy tick. But I want to just say one more thing about Colton. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Not a real one, but in the
that was
story,
the character,
That's the actor.
His real name's Steve Jasinski, but
Mr. Jasinski.
Don't even know all that.
Thanks for calling in. This is a call-in show. Everybody at home, everybody in the comments, make sure you call the number that's in the description and try to get a hold of us. We might be filming another episode. So the show's not live, but we do love get access to our personal information and give us a phone call at our home phone. That would be best. So, but Billy, let's talk about you for a second, because we've got you on here and it's such a special time. And
special occasion. It's a big occasion. I think we've been waiting to do it. We planned it all. We have tons of equipment set up just to make this conversation happen. It's when the universe collides, kind of an equivalent. Maybe the
what is the universe colliding with?
Another one.
Another one.
Two
Another one.
universes colliding. And Billy is a
You know, you're
fitness.
not in frame at all.
You guys are in where? You guys are in the Netherlands?
Netherlands with a D.
Is that where the
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
is that where the Dutch people are? Because if the Dutch angle, you guys have a Dutch angle, and I just figured that that's where your cameras were programmed at.
It you know, we watched that old movie about that guy playing chess with death a few too many times, and it's a we thought it would work for this podcast. But you also have to understand, I'm trying to get my name out there because Billy Alpine's really been down on his luck. And the least I can do is come into this podcast, enter these guys' realm, your guys' realm, and offer a little bit of input to make my episode a little bit special. So the Dutch angle's just a little extra flair. Hopefully it's not in gonna hopefully it does the job, but it doesn't seem Azim can get into frame, so I don't know.
No,
Or
no,
if
no.
JKJK can get into frame. That guy's a hardy character, dude.
No, you guys
Party
look great.
character, a party character, a lot of characters.
You know what I always thought about you when I'd watch you guys' show
That
growing up? Yeah, you really reminded me of Leon the Professional, you know. Look at this,
Yeah.
man. Put a beanie on
We,
instead of this.
we. Well,
yeah, he is French in that movie. But Billy, we talked for the past few episodes. We talked about you back to our first episode. So you're kind of a hot item on the show. So there's a lot of guests in the chat that are clamoring for your presence. They want to have you on. So we're kind of just giving the people what they want. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking the time, hitting pause on some of the projects you got going on back at home, and really kind of giving this your best shot.
Hey, you know, the least I can
Well, hey, you
do is show people that they're silly for having dreams. You know, they're expecting to see me. They really want a good time, and they're going to watch this. And they're going to be sorely disappointed. At least a handful of them. So what I'm doing is I'm teaching them the lesson that life doesn't always go the way you think it is, and things aren't always what they seem. So when you get that under your belt and you have that awareness, things get a lot easier to navigate because you're not expecting things to go your way. So the least I can do is come on and teach that valuable lesson to the folks that watch this wonderful podcast. And, you know, hopefully it works out with you guys as well. That's all I can hope out. Hope out. That's all I can hope out.
That's all you can hope out, and we appreciate you hoping out here with us. And we got about 350,000 viewers, regular viewers, that are going to learn a valuable lesson in outcome independence and don't meet your heroes, never meet your heroes. And this is kind of stuff that people need to hear, and we're kind of sort of sick and tired of some of the things we've been hearing in the comments. We love our fans, but we kind of want to do a little reality check here. And I think you're the perfect person to do it. Kind of strong arm them into submission on these past couple points here. We got Leon, the
Well, I was
professional.
gonna say that's what we needed was Leon to come in because that's the thing when he's gonna set them really straight. You know, again, he's gonna flip them on their toes. He's gonna nearly kill a handful of them, probably actually kill a few of them. And by the end of it, they're gonna know you can't expect life to go a certain way. For all you know, a man cosplaying a character from a movie made 30 years ago is going to come to your house and almost kill you. Like, what? Like, you don't know that that's going to happen. And then, boom, you're in that situation. And then you have to live with the trauma of that moment the rest of your life.
What are you doing in that moment, viewer? What are you doing?
That could be 20 years of living that life. That could be 30 more years. But either way,
sign language, actually. I've been thinking about it and not really talk as much, you know. So if you get me, you get me, and if you don't, you don't. Um,
You guys
that's
froze
what I
for a
was trying to
second.
imitate, but it's so hard. I only know yes, no.
we froze.
Hold on, no, it's still going.
Did you try is that a new word you learned was
Stop.
freeze? Oh.
This is stop. Freeze, same thing. I would say move. Or you do the sub-zero, freeze.
That's more like
Hadouken.
Yeah, Hadouken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know some sign language, but I would like to learn more. I think it's a really good skill. Is it worldwide? Does anybody know if it's worldwide?
You know, actually, sign language is broken up into different languages based on the country it is. So there's Spanish sign language, English sign language.
Are you serious?
Not at all.
Wow. Well, now I want to learn sign language a little less, actually.
So sign language is universal though, goes worldwide.
Makes sense now.
No, I mean it does go worldwide, but it's one thing. Sign
Okay.
is like another language. There's not Spanish sign language, you know.
Oh, that's a bad sign. I know that.
What's wrong? Is he throwing up?
Uh, no, it's definitely not throwing up. It's like sending somebody to a different place to not a really bad, nice one.
Who's he trying to send there?
Um,
Us?
It's usually
no,
like
he's looking to the side.
no, 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 not you, not you. It's usually like a somebody who owns a restaurant, usually the owner of a
I
restaurant.
think it's thank you. I think it's thank you.
This is
Thank
thank you
you.
in Italian.
Oh, that's a bad thank you, I think.
I knew
That
you were
feels
Italian.
that feels super aggressive.
Yeah. What could be aggressive? Like, I don't even want to do it. I don't say those words when I in real life.
No, I don't say those words in real life either. I've just been working out. We
I
try
can
to get a
tell.
pump in. If you guys want to critique my form,
Dude, eh, how about let's see us each do 10 pumps each and see who has the best form.
all right, I like this. I like this. This is a fitness show. Everybody tunes in for the fitness. So I have my
Wait.
sleeveless cheetah print shirt on that I love, bought at Macy's. All right, so you want to go first here as a guest?
What do I need to
As
do?
the guest, I'm the person people want to see, so that should be the big bang. I think that should be the hosts go first and really get the party started.
I like the way you're thinking. JK, go right ahead.
What are we working on?
You're doing a 10 push-ups with the best form you can do them in.
Sure.
But see, since camera's higher, you might as well do it right here on the mattress, get a little bit of that. Imagine it's like doing it on sand, it's a little bit harder, get a
Is it?
less than firm space.
Oh yeah, we can see you.
Oh, we're getting quicker. Halfway there.
Okay.
Oh, you got to get a little lower on those last few. I don't know.
I'd say 8.5 out of 10.
He
Okay,
was
I'll
on a
take it. I'll take it.
you were on a dilapidated surface, so I
That's
understand that.
true. 9.5 out of 10.
Oh, maybe 9.2 out of 10.
9.2 out of 10.
Okay.
The form on 7 through 9 were not good. Sorry.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that, and I
We
think
got to be the fans are going to rip you guys up. I'm just trying to help you keep your
Okay.
show in check. That's all I want to do.
That's
Yeah,
fair enough.
that's why we have you here. That's why we brought you on, and that's why we're paying you. That's why we took out all the donations that were supposed to go to the other thing that we had talked about. Those are going to you. Sorry about all the donators. But
Well, maybe out of the kindness of my heart, if I were to get what I asked for at the beginning of this podcast, maybe I'll make a generous donation back to those funds needing. But we'll see where the night goes.
we tried to tell you that we don't have access to tank or military aircraft weapons, so we're having a hard time getting what you're asking for. But we're making calls, and we're going to do our best to get the
You don't need to use these code words. It's okay.
That's right. This is YouTube.
No rush.
Hey, you can say anything on YouTube. Remember, people at home, you can say whatever you want on YouTube, and you can't get in trouble. That's the law.
I don't know about that. What if it's the same word over and over again?
Well,
Like
that's annoying, and that's against the law. That's harassment.
What if it's a lot of bad words together?
That's the death penalty.
For the reader?
Yes. I didn't make the laws.
Understood.
Hey, I'm not the
Yeah.
president.
Man, the guy that looked like that made the laws, dude.
Okay, listen, before the show, we were talking about the smells of different animals. And I grew up on the farm. Um, so can we kind of talk about that? I want to get some of that on tape so I can rewatch it.
All right. I like animals on farms. What were
So,
some of the main, or like, I guess in this topic, it's got you excited. What was the main animal smell that got you really thinking about wanting to talk about this?
well, so I'm a pig, and so I kind of come from that kind of angle on it. I'm liking pigs stuff, but cows are also good. Horses have a thing going on that I'm not sure that I'm ready for. That is, the smell is loud. It's like super loud, and it fucking stinks kind of too much. Um, but so cows and pigs, and then foxes. Foxes are like a wild animal that is not domesticated, but they're out there, and they got an odor on them that kind of sends me spinning.
Damn.
I've never smelled a fox.
A fox is a little sour. I've smelled a fox before.
It is sour.
Don't have too many of them out in Jersey, but I'll tell you, they're
I
farm. I'm trying to
horse meat, or are we talking about a horse as in the place that the horse lives at?
Oh,
Um,
like
yeah,
their kennel, right? Not the
they're
state.
kennels. The farm I stayed at, they kept them in kennels.
Damn, that actually really sucks for the horses. Or is
Yeah,
that just a style of fence?
no, it was just a style of fence. They were bigger than a full kennel, because they had a ceiling on them. Because these horses like to jump. They were Mexican jumping horses, so they could
Hmm.
get vertical. If you give them an opportunity to get vertical, they could jump over a barn.
So
Technical difficulty.
didn't hear that last 2 seconds, but Mexican jumping horses jumping are
These me
pretty cool.
they jump over. They were pretty cool, but they were dangerous as hell because if you were on one of them suck puppies when they popped, then you were airborne and you were in danger of getting your shit rocked when you kind of came back down to earth. They were jumping over barns, over silos, into airspace, which was a huge problem. Um,
That's actually holy fuck, you know? And I thought winged animals were the problem. I really did. I didn't know horses get up like that.
no, because horses are built like engines, like a car's engine, and their legs are like pistons. And
Yep.
when they punch off the ground like that, they kind of punch off like hard. And their hoofs, they have specially designed hoofs that are made by Air Jordan hooves, and they pop off, and you kind of like squeeze the tongue of them, and it kind of pumps them up. And when they pop off, they get super high up, and that is a problem.
See, that's just like such an unfair advantage, dude. Like they have the athleticism, like they can jump really high, they have huge dicks. Like, I don't know. It's
They
just
can't sweat though. They can't run
I from
too
what I can
too
tell, they
hard.
sweat pretty hard, but
Yeah.
well,
Well,
I'm
they
talking about
sweat
black people
hard.
now, but
Well, they eat them in
like
France.
I ate some.
now speaking of just like eating an animal, and again, farm animals, I want to go back to this. I
Yeah.
raised my hand earlier. I just want to say, what do you guys think about geese?
Eating them?
I mean, do you know how terrifying they are?
Some of them, I guess, but
Now, I just mean genuinely, like this is no fluff or bullshit. I was like a little kid back at my home in New Jersey. That was fluff because that's Billy's character. But anyway, I was at the farm I was at as a little kid, and I was actually like, I think I was antagonizing this either I was antagonizing the goose or I just wouldn't. I was just looking at it and it was like, "Fuck you, dude." But I went inside and my mom and her friend who we were visiting, they were hanging out doing their thing. She had a doggy door. It was like dusk at this point. It's getting dark. I go to like stick my head through the doggy door, and I swear to God, like a horror movie, I've just got my first person perspective. I look to the left, nothing. Look to the right, nothing. Look to the left, and I'm like, dude, where the fuck is this big duck at, dude? And then I turn and look to the right, and I swear to God, like a reveal in a movie, I turn to the goose, just literally neck out, ready, coming at me, dude. And it did like bite me, but they don't have teeth, so it's okay. But it literally like snagged at my forehead, and I freaked out and ran inside, and I never even tried to look at that goose again. I'll tell you that.
Here'd be the goose's POV. If I see a goose coming at me, here's the goose's POV.
But see, you got to understand, he's going to come at you like he's going to get his neck ready, turn his head around, get ready, and strike at you. You know, it's like the geese are nothing to deal with.
And then I'm back like this.
But see, you know, that's the truth. And again, that's kind of like the said, like objectivity of life and how everything's a roll in a cycle. Because as a little kid, that goose, which terrified me, you know, it could have done some damage, even though it couldn't have. I could kick the shit out of that goose. I could grab it by its neck, and it would just be, you know,
A silly goose.
you know, it's a silly. They would become a silly goose real fast. I'll tell you that.
Super
But
silly goose, dude. You'd have goose that goose silly. The thing about their shit, I heard that they have a feces situation that is kind of egregious, like that. It's in terms of volume, it's too much in proportion to their body size. So they're doing it kind of all day. They're doing it constantly throughout the day, going BMs.
wait, so I didn't. I dropped the earpiece, but did he? You mentioned how the pee and the poop mix together in the belly.
I didn't actually bring that up.
It's pretty crazy.
Is
It
that
was
true?
meant to come up, really?
It's really true. That's birds for you. That's why like birds have like most of the smaller ones have the white shit, and even something like goose has that weird emulsified, sandy, weird shit. Because literally they shit and pee at the same time.
I don't believe it. So they don't pee?
Well, no, it's like it's literally, you know, I mean, we'll shit and pee at the same time, but you're peeing and then you're pooping. It's two holes, right? This
Right.
is like in your belly does a thing and then comes out shit and piss.
It was like this.
Literally, yeah, just like that.
So do all birds have the cloaca like a chicken? Like I know chickens have this thing that's kind of the hole, it's the everything hole. Is that all birds or is that just a few birds?
I mean, that sounds
There.
like, I mean, it sounds like it would be all birds because I know that term cloaca too because that was like I'm not gonna act like I'm real big in anthropology or anything or no, that's humans, but
I mean, it goes the same with humans.
but you know
would
what I
say,
mean.
no? Yeah.
Birds are pretty damn cool. I know my way around a bird or two, but yeah, I think it is pretty much most birds because I can't think of any bird that actually does piss separately, like they or that you know, yeah, like I can't think of any instance of it. So I would assume, but that would be the case because that's the idea is everything comes out. So if chickens have it, then yeah, definitely. Actually, crows have them too. I know that,
Really? Really?
but
I
I
love
don't.
birds. I used to have a couple birds. And JK, you are kind of a big fan of the owl. And the owl has sort of a particular situation where they're kind of barfing up, they're regurgitating bones and stuff, mouse bones. That's the word on the street anyways, in the circles I go in.
A lot of bones.
That's
They
what they're
do
doing.
that.
That's what they're doing.
And white
Fur,
owls, they meet a partner and they stay for life. And when the partner dies, they just stay in their nest.
Damn,
no
Yeah.
way. Do they like starve to death or something? Or they,
Sometimes
they're like heartbroken.
they're
literally.
heartbroken like till the rest of their life.
yeah.
So some of them don't find, some of them probably do, get over it. But there's like rare uh occasions, of course. But overall, yeah.
Hmm.
But they do have some thing going on in their bones where they rotate their necks. I'm more about how they look, not this. I've
Yeah,
seen owls a lot, and I just yeah, let it for me. I like not to dissect the thing, but just keep it as an image, as I see it, and yeah, let it be that way.
So you guys
Sometimes I
you
learn.
you guys really like birds, right?
yes.
So I have this story for you. It's a pretty gnarly story I read back in the day.
Being Leon, it's really hard.
There's a
It's too hot.
Oh
it's
shit, Leon,
called the Great Bird War,
the great bird.
and basically there's this whole thing happens. There's humans and birds and every other kind of animal existing on Earth. Well, animals start to anthropomorphize a bit, and they're kind of doing their thing, getting in and out. And basically penguins and toucans, which are from two different climates, they kind of team up because they know if they can come together, they can rule all the land. They can get hot, they can get cold, they can do whatever they need to do. So what happens is they team up to take over the world basically. So after a handful of years of war, the toucans and penguins have pretty much decimated a lot of the human race. They've killed all kinds of other species of animals just for rebelling. But their main idea, it was just like the Nazis, was to eradicate all other species of bird other than toucans and penguins. And they weren't really too stingy about the sharing of blood between the two of them, but they also weren't really trying to do that either. It's more like, fuck y'all if you're not about us. And yeah, it's just this pretty crazy thing goes down the rabbit hole. But the real ringer of the story, there's this guy who he has these 5 birds who, just from being a bird enthusiast, kept them from babies and raised them. And now they're the only surviving birds that they know of on the earth. And it's a harlequin duck, an African gray parrot, there's a blue-footed booby, there's a kiwi, and then there is a cockatoo. And those are literally like the homies. 5 birds, those 5 guys left, that's it. And they were really trying, like, this dude raised them, and they're kind of sheltered. Of course they've only lived inside being with a human, but at the same time they know the war's going on, they know their ancestry is getting like fucked up, there's nothing else they can do about it. Well, there's kind of 3 main storylines in the story, and I'm just that was set up. Basically, you got the guy who raised the birds. Like, and pretty much the inciting incident is the next stage of the war happens. What that means, so C plot, or A plot, I guess, the toucans and penguins start a civil war amongst each other because the penguin leader gets assassinated. And the whole thing was, it doesn't come out till later, but the toucan leader, he like facilitated the whole thing. He made it happen. Well, after all that, he is pretty much leading a war against the penguins. And the penguins at this point, you got some loyal compadres who are trying to get there. I'll wrap this up real shortly since we're running out of time. But basically, a civil war breaks out amongst the toucans and penguins, and the toucan leader, he's like, fuck everything, I want to rule supreme. And he's trying to do that, but he's getting real sadistic and crazy about it. There's some fluctuation in the ranks and shit. But then you have the homeboy who's B-ply, is the human dude who's trying to find his birds, pretty much like get away and do all this shit, because they get lost. But then that's like C-plot, or I guess the main story is following these 5 birds trying to survive in a world that wants them dead. And even humans want to turn in birds because they know how deadly the toucans and penguins can be. Like, they'll fuck them up, and there's nothing you do about a big swarm of birds coming at you. And so yeah, like, a lot of humans try to turn these birds in, but basically all kinds of shit happens. And just to wrap it up, the war ends, like, the toucan leader gets killed, the fucking like penguins and everybody, like, pretty much once the leader gets killed, everything dissolves. There's some people still trying to fight. Most of them are just like, dude, we want to we already killed everything, dude. Let's just live a happy life, dude. We have no leaders anymore. We got to do some other shit. Shit's crazy. And that's all the toucans and penguins, random soldiers here and there. Human boy, he gets a girlfriend. Well, before that, out of the five birds, most of them die. By the end, the what was it? Harlequin duck and the kiwi, they're the last survivors. Everyone else died, and there's really nothing else they could do. And that's the whole thing, is their brothership. Their three other brothers are dead, and it's just two of them. They kind of end their journey, like, after everything happens, even resolving stuff with their dad, the human guy. They go off in the distance together, but it's implied they're gonna like split up and do their, like, try to find their own way as the birds they are, you know. But that they really only have each other in this world. But then human dude, he finds a girl and he's trying to make things happen. And he had to give up his birds, which were, he had a big role in making sure shit didn't go wrong. And even the five birds, they had a big role in making sure. That's the thing, is it all collided at the end, and they kind of, there were three of them. So the African gray parrot made it to the end. He died in the finale, but he pretty much they help the help the penguins kill the toucan leader, and then yeah, it's a whole hell of a story, man. But the Great Bird War, I would
Deadly.
it's deadly.
Does it happen in the future or in the past?
This is going
I mean,
on
it
right
was
now. This is going on to present day stuff. That's a true story.
It's literally present day stuff. Like, it's real shit. Like, I mean, it takes place maybe 2010 era, so
Okay.
we're in the midst of it building to that.
That's the saddest fucking story I've ever heard in my whole life. That's the most beautiful kind of thing. That's the most perfect evening soothe story that we've ever had a guest come on and tell. And that's probably the best guest story that we'll ever have. That's so
I
apropos.
appreciate that. It just, I
That's
mean,
epic.
you guys got me revved, and you just, to wrap it up, what's the craziest thing? I say that a lot. What's the craziest thing about that story? I wrote that when I was like 11, and there's actually a physical copy of the Great Bird War out in the world.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, dude.
That's so fucking cool, man. The Great Bird War is the craziest, coolest fucking thing I've ever heard of in
That's
my
really
life.
cool.
Damn.
What?
That's
Dude.
the official book. I mean, we in our book club, we want to start it with your book. We love this fucking book. We basically
Dude,
got
I
an
would
audiobook
love to.
version.
I will bring the main copy. I'll bring the manuscript, and I'll make some copies, and we'll get some nice text on there, and we'll sell it as a Soothe story. It'll be just, hey, like the Great Bird War. You want some good evening reads? You're gonna get your tear felt, but a lot of connection and family, a lot of action for the kids. Like a lot of fun stuff. I mean, we could do it.
That's
We
right
love
down
fun.
our alley, bro.
Dude, this is right down our alley. We love fun. We love literature. We love birds. And we're not a big fan of geese. We're kind of on the fence about geese, but the rest of the birds.
Pieces, yeah. Well, I mean, I say it ends in peace. It's still an apocalyptic world, and those two birds that are going to depart ways, there's no other birds on Earth. Just from the author, I'll tell you, like, lonely lives to be led for those two survivors, man.
Yeah, well,
Unless they want to be with a penguin or a toucan, but
that's a whole different story.
that's the sequel whenever life's rebuilding. But what is it? 20 years in the making? What? I'm down.
Yeah. I can't believe
sit on it.
you've got these assassination plots like across these kingdoms. The assassination plots are incredible. The subplot lines, the fact they're ABC, all the whirlwind of events. Yeah, we're a big fan of the book. We give it 5 stars. The Great Bird War. Everybody at home, check it out. Give it a Google. And thank you so much for sharing that story with us. I think everybody's gonna rest easy tonight, with dreams of hopefully not pelicans and penguins, because that's a violent tale to be told.
Very violent. And you got to understand, it's crazy to think that two of the most, appreciated and beautiful birds would be the ones to like start a war, but that's where ego gets you. It goes back to the point I was making earlier, just about people,
Yes.
You get too much in your head and then blows up.
Yeah.
And that applies to birds too, for sure.
Well, that's true. Birds are people too, they've got their kind of shit going on. So
Got some weird lip situation going on though, but really hard lips.
yeah, rigid lips.
Yeah.
Kind of rigid
So when
lips.
they kiss, do they use their lips, a beak, or a tongue?
I think it's a tongue thing.
It's a tongue
Get a
thing,
little,
huh?
I mean, tongue's pretty human too, right?
Well, I think that's yeah, yeah. But we go like it has levels, Sometimes it has just like some people just go with a simple tongue penetration. It's like not even
Yeah.
romantic at
No,
all.
I know what you mean. I like, if we're doing tongue, I like a good like paintbrush stroke rather than just like getting in there.
digging.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not digging. It's you digging your own grave.
The idea is you're in rhythm together, swirling your tongues around each other. Because sometimes maybe she's got the upper hand on the tongue and you're just kind of like she's licking your tongue while you're just sitting there and there's like this.
It's a play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about like, you put two bottles together and you make a tornado go through, it's like your tongue's got to do that.
Well, you're a cultured person, you're a cultured individual, an appreciator of the arts. And that's another reason we have you on. We love to talk arts, and that's kind of, some of what you just went over is some of our favorite stuff here. We love painters, Van Gogh, Bouguereau, all the rest.
Salvador Dali.
Salvador Dali, the melting
hold on.
clocks, the elephants with the legs.
There's another guy too.
Yeah.
I forget. I think it's a Welsh guy, and he did a lot of paintings of like dogs fighting herons, like I don't know, it's pretty crazy. Like literally fighting a bird because birds are fucked, I'm telling you. But no, really cool guy.
Also, the guy who
yeah.
did the dogs playing poker, that guy's also pretty fire.
Hey,
And Bob Ross.
True.
I'll send you guys a telephone photo sometime soon that of there's this carpet hung up at one of my jobs of the dogs playing poker, but it's like a different iteration of dogs playing poker. It's really cool.
Yeah,
But
send that to us.
also-
Maybe we can include it at the end for the viewers, and we'll kind of plop that in the episode.
Let them see it. I like to see it in action. I got you.
Damn.
Interactive experiences, what you guys are about. I like it. You put them in this experience, you're in this realm, and we're all just like feeling the words we're saying. It's really neat what you guys do around here.
We appreciate that.
Well,
Oh,
thank you so much for that. Wow. Yeah, we try to create a
that
world.
means the world to us.
Yeah,
And
that means the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Man,
Got to
Billy,
get you guys out to New Jersey sometime and see how that realm is. It's a good time.
we'd love to come out. We'll get the plane tickets. You people talk to our people. Billy, thank you so
We're
much for
always
coming on. Here,
around.
give me a handshake
Dude.
here.
My God. Oh yeah.
Thank you,
Zane,
Billy.
it's good to see you. I mean, you guys have to understand, I went to preschool with JK. He takes on this silly persona. I know him from when he was a young lad, and
way back.
it's hard not to call